Women in India and Chile were telling their stories through the work of the needle. In the words of Marjorie Agosin, and this is a quote, "This is the story of enlightened citizens who chose to construct peace from horror and to build from fragmented cloth the unfragmented narrative of their memories," unquote. These women, illiterate, unlettered, and yet no less proud and courageous, gave voice to their stories through embroidery, almost like writing history with a needle. There was this dream in my mind that we should showcase this event as an exhibition of Chilean apieras and embroideries of Jharkhand and Bhuj at the time when the President of Chile visited India. Mrs. Vijaya Rajan of the Crafts Council of India agreed to partner me, and with the help of the powerful muscle of the Confederation of Indian Industry, I put together a presentation. It is presented by women, for women, and about women. The inspiration and resource for this exhibition is a woman, the writer Marjorie Agosin. We had a great deal of support from a lady by the name of Winnie Lira, director of the Fundación Solidaridad in Santiago, where there is a lot of craft workshops being conducted, and it's also a living museum. The exhibition is curated by a woman, Dr. Skye Morrison. Partners in the endeavor are women, members of the Crafts Council of India. The World Crafts Council immediate past president is, amazingly, a Chilean woman, Maria Celina Rodriguez. The concept, script, and organization of this exhibition has been done by myself, and I'm a woman, and I have been helped by a woman, Claudia Aravina, the Cultural Consul at the Embassy of Chile in India. And the World Crafts Council current president is a woman, Mrs. Usha Krishna from India. The exhibition is hosted in Chennai, India. Country's president is a woman, Srimati Pratibha Patil. The exhibition is in honor and was inaugurated by a woman, Her Excellency Dr. Michelle Bachelet. The other absolutely amazing coincidence turned out to be that the inauguration of this event took place on International Women's Day without any specific plan to do so.
Really, this exhibition gives us the valuable opportunity to get to know and appreciate the universal nature of the work done by Indian artisans in symphony with the creations of arpilleristas and Chilean needlewomen. I have to confess that when they talk to me about this exhibition, I can never imagine the similarities that we can see there. It's incredible. I am really impressed. And because it's a really notable meeting point between two cultures, although so far away from each other, due to your geography and tradition, find an element that links them together through the spontaneous and natural artistic language deeply feminine. And I should say, when we talk to women all over the world, you find this universal sisterhood in some way that reflects their dreams, I should say, our dreams. Momentous search, relationship, but on the same hand, beauty and collective aspiration. In 1973, when Chile lost its ancient democracy, embroidery on fabrics of different kinds acquired special importance as an artistic expression of mothers, wives, sisters, that through this work narrated about many different areas, such as painful search for the family members who were detained or that had disappeared. And in this way, women of very different grassroots organizations created workshops of arpilleras with a double objective: to express, narrating the reality, the fight and the hope of the people, and at the same time, to get a small income, sometimes the only source of income for the family. The important thing from this exhibition is that there is a very important dialogue of cultures that we are trying to enhance through this exhibition, but it's also to show the fundamental role of women in artistic expression, as well as their fight for fundamental human rights, life, and justice.
This event has been a highlight in the lives of the artisans of Chile who traveled to India on the presidential plane, and artisans of India who traveled to Chennai from Jharkhand and Bhuj, and all of who never dreamt of working together to create this piece of history in an organized workshop directed by our curator, Dr. Sky Morrison, and Miss Usha Prajapati, the international development professional.
There's actually a magazine, a textile magazine from England called Selvedged, which is the edge of a piece of cloth, and it's stronger, but it's also often cut off. So it's like on the edge, and at the same point it has this term self-edge, because it's made of the same fabric as the rest of the fabric, but it's kind of on the edges. And of course, when you think about all these women, they're either in rural communities or tribal communities, or they're persecuted and poor, or all in marginalized communities. They're all expressing themselves. So the concept of self and the concept of marginalization seemed really good. And because it's close to the word salvage, which means save, it's also an interesting play on words. And voices is because obviously they're speakers, and the cloth is a speaker, just as you and I are talking now.
Las arpilleras nacieron como un mecanismo de denuncia en el tiempo de la dictadura. Las primeras mujeres arpilleristas hicieron arpilleras fueron las mujeres de los detenidos desaparecidos, las esposas. Y la única manera de denunciar lo que a ellas les estaba pasando era mediante la arpillera, y fueron mucho más importantes que a veces documentos escritos, diarios, cartas, porque la arpillera mostraba el sentimiento y se podía enviar como artesanía.
In your mind's eye, you don't have an idea that narrative textiles makes any kind of connective sense. The actual materials used, even the techniques used, are quite different in all four. But two things are common, I believe. One is that if given a chance to tell a story, people will try to do it. None of these people traditionally are writers. They're oral storytellers, and they're also oral learners and visual learners. So how they learn what they do, how to make things and so on, is a visual thing and is done in families and communities and so on. And how they tell stories and share ideas is in an oral way.
अभी जो बनाते हैं, किसी का सपना है किसी रैली के लिए, तो किसी का कहानी है, आता जाता है कि दिमाग में कि हम इस कहानी को बनाएंगे तो एक कहानी यादगार रहेगा, इतिहास जैसे बन जाएगा ये पीस मेरा।
मेरे परिवार में मेरे सास हैं, देवर हैं, देवर की पत्नी है, वे आंगनबाड़ी सेंटर चलाती हैं और हम सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप पे चला रहे हैं, इसी में काम करते हैं। तो कुछ बनाने लगे वहाँ पे, तो थोड़ा वो मार्केट में गया तो उसका और नया कपड़ा पर बनने लगा। तो वही अब यही नाम तो है सुजनी, लेकिन इस पर अलग अलग से काम होने लगे।
हमारा गाम है, एक रबारी छे, बीजू कोई पर लोक नहीं।
ये सूरज निकला है, ये पेड़ है, मोर तो ये है, ये तो होलो नहीं होता, सांस लो।
All of its income generation, and that's what it has as common ground. And whether it was in an oppressive political regime or whether it's now, the Santal women deal with oppressive political issues. And they also have a kind of humor about what they do that was impossible during the Pinochet regime. The people in Chile are still today dealing, there are still thousands of disappeared people who've never been accounted for, that a lot of people who perpetrated these problems have never been brought to justice because there's a kind of truth and reconciliation concept that is not the same as a truth and justice concept. Having them see an exhibition like this and at the same time sell their work is really good because you see the work viewed two different ways. It makes the work that they're selling there much more valuable. This is where the Crafts Council of India is excellent.
Craft Council of India is a voluntary organization which is a national body with its headquarters in Chennai. Craft Council of India has affiliated state councils in most of the states in India, and we network with them to do all our projects. Besides this, Craft Council of India is also affiliated to the World Craft Council, which has got 5 regional bodies, and the region of Asia Pacific is with which the Craft Council of India does a lot of collaborative work.
इन्हें तो खेच करूँ तो ये काम थे, नाडो काम है ये, कड़ाई है ना, नजर खुआए, बेही एम बेही, गुड़ा दुखे, ये काम ये।
Qué sentimiento que estamos trabajando igual, el mismo concepto.
No necesitas el mismo idioma para hacer la misma cosa.
Así estoy viendo ahora porque en realidad no.
Pero siempre fueron una herramienta para mostrar la realidad, el sentimiento de las personas, las penas, las alegrías, las luchas. Para ella y para mí, haber venido a traer esta muestra de arpilleras es una manera de mostrar que en Chile no hay un arte así abstracto solamente, sino que hay una cosa con sentimiento. La verdad es que la arpillera es más reconocida en el extranjero que en Chile. Es más valorada fuera del país que dentro. Por eso que es importante mostrarlo, porque también al salir con una exposición fuera del país, la gente puede empezar a sentirse orgullosa de tener una artesanía que es importante.
President Bachelet's visit to India is a showcase of the high level of understanding that both our countries enjoy. The inauguration of the exhibition of narratives in textile, Selvedged Voices, was a great highlight of our visit to Chennai.
One of the things that you rediscovered, because that was known by us, in all this official visit to India, is that we were able to deepen and strengthen our relations because of the commonality of our principles, of our values, and our perspectives.
Bringing countries together as families, building partnerships to seal friendship, this is true globalization. In the words of Pablo Neruda, Chile's very famous poet, I quote, "There is no misfortune which the needle cannot reconstruct, sewing, time sewing like a seamstress. The red rose will stitch over the scars, and now we have new islands, volcanoes, new rivers, a newborn ocean. let us live again, unquote.